Alright, so first off, this is my first tutorial video, ever. So, I'm gonna try and do my best. And, what I'm going to be mostly talking about today is King's, underused moves. So, these are basically moves that I rarely see King players use, in battle. And I think that they have, some pretty nice properties that could be utilized, every now and then. But, of course these moves, they have their weaknesses and stuff, and I'll be, going through them one by one. So another thing is, this isn't the most professional video. It's not going to be perfectly clipped, or it's not going to be, it doesn't have a perfect plan, you know, it's not fully planned out. But I am going to try and do my best to just explain a few moves that I think King players could use in battle. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is his wall standing 3. And his wall standing 3 is 0 on block, so that makes it to where if you buffer a giant swing into it, which is 10 frames, then it makes it interruptible only by a jab. And I'll show that right now. See, it almost trades with it. So it makes it to where it's only interruptible by a jab, and you know, of course you can crush it, and you can't hop kick at all because he'll throw you out the air. So yeah, it's a pretty decent move. Again, it's 0 on block, so it's really nice to throw out every now and then to surprise your opponent. It also, of course, wall splits, and it's a high, so beware of that. It is a high, but seriously, who's going to be ducking just randomly when, first off, you do it this fast? Who's going to be ducking it when you do it that fast? And also, who's going to be ducking when you have scary mids out of his crush dash like this and like this that launch on counter hit? So yeah, he has those along with this. So I think it's good to mix up with that every now and then. So yeah, next move I'm going to be talking about is his forward 1+4. So his forward 1+4 is not only mid, but it has a pretty decent range, like around here. Yeah, it has about around jab range. So I know that's not the best range. It's not the range of his back 1-2. Yeah, it's definitely not the range of his back 1-2. But it does have pretty decent range for what it does, and it's a mid that's +4 on block. And so yeah, it leaves him at +4 on block, and that sets him up for this giant swing, whatever you want to do, because since it's +4 on block, you have more options than just giant swing that are uninterruptible, like his tombstone throw. You have his Tijuana twister, you know, whatever throw you want to buffer into this. But I think this is a decent move that's slept on a lot, because I really don't see King players use it, like, at all. And the best place I feel is the best way to use it is at the wall, because this is absolutely insane at the wall, because not only does it leave him at plus frames, he has so many scary mids at the wall that can wall splat you into such high damage that you really don't want to be ducking versus him at the wall. So you can really mix up your opponents with all kinds of throws, and really scary wall splatting big mids that lead to huge damage. So this is super good at the wall, very good. And also, you don't only have to use it at the wall. Like I said, it has decent range, so you can use it out in the open if you'd like. Just make sure you don't whiff it, because whiffing is really bad. So yeah, he has that move that I feel like a lot of King players don't use. Another one is his forward 3+4. Now, the only time I see King players use this move is when they mess up his running 3+4. And it's a really nice move. It's +7 on block, and it makes giant swing completely uninterruptible. You can't even down jab it at all. I'm mashing down jab and I'm not able to do it, like, at all. No matter how hard I try. So yeah, you cannot interrupt it in any way, shape, or form, even by crushing. So that makes it to where your only option is to duck, or to take the mix-up of him either doing giant swing or a 2-break like tombstone, which is 11th frames. So yeah, it's really good. But the only thing is, of course, it's a high. So, of course you can duck it. Yeah, that's weird. Of course you can duck it, you know, and maybe get a lunge off this. Anyways, you can duck it. You can jab him out of it. I get interrupted. You can jab him out of it for a mini combo for some damage. So yeah, those that's the risks of using forward 3+4. But I feel like if people just get unpredictable with it, that it can be a very, very good tool because it forces the opponent to break a throw or whatever you want to do. So yeah, it's definitely a pretty good move on block, and of course on hit it knocks down. I think that's a move that not a lot of King players use a lot. And we're going to move on to the next one, which is his forward 2. So his forward 2 is a mid. This has some pretty decent range, to be honest, since he does this like this, yeah, the spinning thingy, and then he hits him. So it's a +2 on block. It's a mid, so it's really nice. It don't mind that. I'll talk about that in a bit. It forces him into crouch. And it leaves them in such a weird crouching state, like a half crouch state or something, to where they can't use full crouch moves. As you can see, I'm trying to do full crouch down forward 2, and it's not coming out. It's only coming out as a down jab. So yeah, it forces them into crouch, so they can't full crouch moves, which is weird. But it is one of the properties, and it's actually really nice. So of course you can crush it, the throw, if you'd like. But you cannot interrupt it because it interrupts while standing 4, which is most characters' fastest mid from crouching, or fastest move from crouching. So you cannot interrupt it. So you're forced to duck it if you know a throw is coming, or if you think a throw is coming, in which case it opens you up for a mid, or you can try and break it. And of course if they hold back, they're going to get thrown. So I think this is a pretty decent move that not a lot of King players use. It also has a very, very, very delayable high from it. That's an insane delay. So yeah, I think that's a decent move that could be used from time to time. It can also be cancelled by pressing back for the mid hits. And the next and last move that I'm going to be talking about is his back to 1+2. So his back to 1+2 is +2 on block. And it leaves them in crouch. It forces them into crouch, and of course since it's +2 on block, it interrupts while standing 4s. That was a mistake. So yeah, it interrupts while standing 4s. So they have to duck or break the mid, the throw. My apologies, or crush it. And as you can see, it is also interrupting my crouch down forward 2 that I'm trying to do. So they can use full crouch moves from it, but yeah, it's probably going to interrupt it if it doesn't crush. So I think this is a pretty decent move, and it is a double high, of course. It is a double high, so they can of course duck it, but it also launches, which is actually really nice, in my opinion. It leads to 62 damage, so that's actually really decent for being +2 on block. He also, you cannot interrupt it. You'll trade with a jab, and the reason why you don't even want to try is because he has back to 4, which is a counter hitting mid that does this, and it gives him 41 damage. So yeah, you definitely don't want to try and interrupt that. So I think that's another pretty good move. You can mix it up between this and this. And his back to 1+2 is also sidesteppable. But good news, this isn't. This tracks completely. So yeah, I think those are that's a good move and a decent move. And I think those are just all around some decent moves that I think King players could benefit from. Just remembering every now and then to use. Just some moves that they can maybe use here and there to help them out a little bit. And so yeah, those are some underused moves that I wanted to talk about for a bit. And I'll probably do another video talking more about some underused moves from King, but this is just one I wanted to do. And I hope this maybe helps you guys out. And yeah, so this is pretty much the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.